evening, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 1675th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Good evening, traders. This 1675th installment of these educational videos is coming at you on a Wednesday night, Fed Day, Fed no decision day. They didn't raise rates. I guess they made a decision, but it was no. And it's coming at you on a Wednesday night for trading Thursday, that is September 21st, 2017. Before we get into the topics on the board, you must recognize that futures trading is absolutely extremely risky, causes substantial financial loss, especially if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to read a chart, if you don't know that a stop is your best friend. These things can kill you. So please know that there's risk here. Put your stops in, put them in first before you trade, and don't worry about slippage. Put your stops in. That's all you have to help you when things go wrong. Now, let's see if we can make things go right. I have told you I'm going to bring you many more stocks in the year 2017. It's going to be probably more stocks than commodities, and I am continuing to do that. Right off the bat, I am going to debut GWW to you this evening. That is Granger Inc., a great stock that just hit the Omni radar. I've got a biotech stock I'm going to tell you about, but let's talk about the Omni for now. Omni is green in the emini S&P, in the transportation average, in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, just not green in the NASDAQ. In the ES, of course, so we are going to go with the ones that look like they're leading this parade up higher. I did a video earlier today, about 11:30 a.m., to tell you that we had an actual target in E-mini S&P December contract of 25.25. Who knows if we'll get there? We are day traders. It could happen in a day, but we're day traders. We've got a green arrow. We hope it gets there at livewithoscar.com. I've got recommendations set up to tell you where we would buy E-mini S&P, where we would buy GWW, where we would buy our biotech stock, and you can have those recommendations sent to you immediately as we're getting into trades at livewithoscar.com. Just join my platinum membership. So, the biotech stock is interesting, but let's see. We got the green arrow. We know I'm looking for transportation Dow and ES to go higher, but gold, very ugly. Don't like gold. I'll show you the chart there. We think that goes lower. That would be a red arrow like this if it were only for gold on this board today. AVGO, we had our stop get hit, but luckily we pulled it up so high it was only a $1.50 risk. Well, $2 risk, depends on where you got filled. AVGO is now a wait and see, and I'll show you why on the chart. GWW, Granger Inc. on the Omni radar. Wait until you see this chart. And again, I have a biotech stock that hit Omni's radar as well, but that I think I'll hold back, and I'll give that to you if you come down to livewithoscar.com. Meet me in my free live trading room where I sit day and night running trades for all you Omniacs. I'll talk to you about the latest biotech stock to hit the Omni radar. So, we've got an Omni Camp coming up. Omni Camp is in 4 weeks. That is where a handful of you are invited out to Las Vegas to study with me for 4 straight days and nights. And I kid you not, this will change your life. If you come out, you will never look at the markets again in the same way. You will have a much, much better chance of interpreting these charts and these markets correctly for the next days going forward when you do the Omni analysis. And it's 1 month from now. I've only got 1 open seat left. You should absolutely claim that seat. Traders, I want you to watch what's coming up next, and then we're going to do a chart segment. So let's go look at some charts.
I was one of the first people to join, but it wasn't until this year that I decided to come to Omni Camp because I wasn't as successful as I wanted to be. I had some expectations and, of course, a little skepticism of how magical this was going to be, but Omni Camp was exactly what I hoped it would be.
It was more than I expected. It was a lot more than I expected. I was a stockbroker in the 80s, and been trading for a long time, and the things that he shows us and teaches us, I've never seen before, anything like it.
This far exceeded any wildest dream, really, that I could have had. I knew that I was going to learn a lot, and I knew that I was going to correct a lot of mistakes that I'd been making over the years. And I also consider myself really lucky. I've been lucky in my trading, but I knew that that's actually not a strategy, and that my luck was going to dry up sooner or later, and that I needed a real plan. And now I feel like I have a real plan.
Oscar addressed all my issues. That was one of the great things Oscar does, is he dives right into your particular problems and he fixes each one of us individually. So that's the magic of Omni Camp.
I think this is one of the best opportunities I've ever taken. And it was crystal clear to me that this is exactly where I needed to go to continue trading and be successful.
I would recommend Oscar, well, because of his experience and because he has a technique and a system that works. But probably the biggest reason I would recommend Oscar is Oscar's real. He really cares about us. He really cares about teaching us how to do this, and it's genuine. Thanks for changing my life. I think he's truly changed my life this week.
Omni is Oscar's market navigational indicator. And if you come out to Omni Camp, I will teach this to you in 4 days. I will transfer my 33 years of knowledge that I have put together in a very simple approach, and I will teach it to you. Now, the thing about Omni Camp is I only hold it for 5 or 6 people the most. I hand choose you. I do not want to teach these techniques to lots of people. I'll never automate it. I'll never put it on a disk or put it on a computer. So you know that if you learn these techniques from me, there's only a small group of us that will ever know how to pull the Omni trades. So if that sounds appetizing to you, you come on down to livewithoscar.com, and if you click the Omni Camp banner, you'll get to fill out an application, and I will call you personally and qualify you for a seat. I hope that you come out. I hope that you traders that have been here go home, feed your families, pay for your lives, and I hope you never forget what you learned here at Omni Camp. Traders, E-mini S&P daily bar chart. I know it's got to look familiar to you by now. I've shown it to you in video after video. Well, we had the bull flag. It broke out of the bull flag, if you ask me. That's just another one right there. And we have a target of 25. Still lots of room, just like I showed you in the last 3 or 4 videos. Same chart, expecting it to get somewhere up here like that did. After hitting the low, coming up, hitting it again, which means it held. Now it wants to go up and hit the high, at least the high line of this long parallel channel. And that's what we are expecting to happen, not all in one day, but it could. We are expecting it to slowly move its way up there. Now, we're day traders. We have our stops in. We put them in first in case things go sour, but that is what we're expecting, and here's some reasoning behind that. Look at your Dow Jones Industrial Average. This used to be all-time highs forever, never been higher than this. Had a nice little pullback, segment, and boom, above those previous highs in a wonderful channel, or an Oscarism F flag, if you will. Beautiful looking, and it's got a long way to go. Look at the size of this channel that it's in. So the Dow looks like it's absolutely backing up our technical theory that the S&P wants to go higher. Look at what the transportation average did. Now, you've seen this chart in every video for I don't know how long. I showed you that once it got above the 200, fund managers, green light special, they'd be looking at it. Then it got above the 50 and built a bull flag, and look at what happened. That is exactly what you'd expect to happen out of a bull flag. Now, you could come all the way up here before you even challenge previous contract highs in the transportation average, and that's a lot of movement, right? All the way up to here. So there's another confirming indicator that the S&P should move higher on Thursday. Gold now, let's change gears. Look at how well gold held on to this trend line, held it. It's actually part of the channel. I just didn't draw it in for you. And it came down under it, tried to get back above it, failed doing that, and here we are. That now is bearish with a red omni. So we do expect the gold to move lower, If you were in my chat room today, you would have seen us at the price of $13.19. Make the call right there and then. That gold should drop. It was a Fed day, so we only did it on paper, but I was just proving a point to my OmniX that this is probably the top, and it did drop right from there all the way down to $12.99 and change. So dropped pretty quickly after we were talking about it in the chat room. I still like the downside of gold, at least for day trading on Thursday. And now we move out to the stocks. Traders, AVGO. This is another stock that has held a wonderful trend line for a long time. Not only did it hold the trend line right here, it gets above my Omni average, and when it comes back to test it, it holds right at it. When it comes back to test it, it gets under it for a dash and heads right back up. So what has happened that we haven't seen in a while is the AVGO stock on Wednesday broke the trend line as well as the Omni average. Now we are in a wait and see pattern because, believe it or not, this is still a big bullish segment up here. There's nothing wrong with calling this a big bullish segment, but it might need to come down to here or even lower. Who knows? So let's give the AVGO a wait and see. It has broken my Omni average. It has broken my support. So that's the end of my theory for it going up unless we get back above these two things. So wait and hold AVGO. However, we can replace that with another really nice looking candidate, Granger. And look at this. Look what happened when it got below my Omni average. I mean, kabam, it was the end of its life, right? Well, look what it just did here. And, like I was showing you, above a big resistance line that it failed to get above many times. Now it is above that line and above my Omni. We've got a green Omni for trading Granger on Thursday. And if you come on down to livewithoscar.com, I'll show you what we're doing there. And don't forget, I want to debut a biotech stock. It's not even on the board right now, but it's another stock, as I promised you many stocks in 2017. So join me in my live trading room, and I will show you what stocks we're trading with. Traders, you've seen the Omni Camp commercial. You've seen my technical opinion. I now know that you know what I'm doing, and come on and claim that Omni Camp seat so I can teach that to you. Everybody else, come on down to livewithoscar.com and hang out with me in my live trading room, and we'll see how much of this transpires tomorrow, and I'll continue to show you new stocks. Lots of more stocks coming at you in 2017 from Omni, so make sure you tune in. Don't forget, grab your recommendations, the Platinum membership, and one of you lucky traders, come on down to Vegas before time ticks on you. 4 weeks to go. I will see you at livewithoscar.com. Remember, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do, in my opinion, to help keep those emotions at bay is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening. And you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll live with Oscar.com. Come join me. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.